Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Group Chart Analysis. Sorry for the delay of getting on live. I've been traveling. I'm in Vegas right now. I just drove like 12 hours to get here, straight through the night. So it's been a long day, and I'm currently in a meeting right now. So doing this right now, getting the recording up for you, and hopefully it makes sense that you guys can start seeing some pairs that happen for tonight. So with that being said, let's go over what we're looking at. Let's start with Euro USD. Last night, it finally decided to drop. It just pushed right back down. I don't think there was really any news per se. There was FOMC, but nothing really happened on FOMC. That was this afternoon. So it shot down, hit a low. Here is the low right here. If we're going off of the wick, it's right there. Still hasn't touched it. It broke the blueberry on the hour. On the weekly, it's starting to shoot down, throw a actual railroad. So this thing has a potential to possibly, if we're looking at this from an RSI standpoint on the weekly, it has a potential to possibly shoot down, right? We'll see how that goes. I think it could possibly also shoot up towards that stationary 50 still, meaning we still have some upward potential. We'll have to break down the charts a little bit more. Daily, took out a high, hit the Mayo, came back down, hit the water. So it's either going to maintain the no trend area where the EMAs are all tight and it could just continuously drop, or because there is no divergence, it's above the stationary 50 and within the actual volatility bands, this thing still has a potential to possibly bounce off and continue back up because this is a new high. You know, I know there's no trend right now, but if we're looking at this from a trend standpoint, this is a new high in previous months, in the last couple months. Hence, we need a new low. It needs to at least come back up to retest. So that's one thing that I could possibly be seeing happen. That's on the daily. So this is obviously long term. 4 hour push down to the Mayo, did not take out the low. It's hitting that oversold region. There needs to be some sort of pattern because this can continue down. It can pull back, it can drop, or it could throw a morning star and continue up. It's very indecisive right now. The markets are very, very choppy. Right now in the hour, it's oversold, but we know how EU works. So what I would need to see in order for this to shoot up is something like this. Comes up, comes back down, and then shoots up, right? Obviously does like a W. If that doesn't happen, we'll be seeing some sort of pullback possibly to the catch-up slash blueberry. And if it continues, it's going to break that low and continue down to this low. All right, it's going to break this low and continue to the next low. So that's what you guys need to be looking for. Right now, there is no setup. There is no pattern. So if it's going to throw any pattern, it's going to be a W. It's going to go up, come back down, retest that low, and then shoot up. So you just have to wait for this thing to move back. If anything, you can get like a guaranteed sell-in. If it pulls back high enough and then drop, it might break that blueberry. We'll see how it goes, but keep your eyes peeled on that, all right? GU. Weekly. Wicking, hella hard. Still has potential to drop still. The daily hit that Mayo, shot down to the stationary 50 and the EMA, the water. 4 hour. It is not divergent, is not oversold. So a couple things can happen here. See, if you guys are looking at this, it's actually in a supply and demand zone right now. It's either going to curve up and go back up because there is no trend, or it could shoot back down, hit that Mayo, then come up because there is no divergence and it's not oversold yet. There's a couple things that can happen. It's very weird. These pairs will get very confusing when it gets to times when the EMAs are super tight. So just be careful of these. Draw your support resistance. It might start fringing, buy low, sell high type shit. So this thing, because of where it's at, because there is no actual trend, there's nothing telling me that this can't just go straight up like it did. Look, it didn't come over here and hit that blueberry. It just stopped right here and then it shot back up. This one could do the same thing. It could stop right here and shoot back up. So it's very, very hard to see. It is oversold though, which gives me a little bit of hope that this thing could possibly go back up. If not, let's draw some trend lines here. See if I can actually find one. So we got, let's look at this. Yep, still not valid. I'm looking at short term, so this isn't going to work. GU, Come on. Yeah, so this is the potential we have. It broke this trend line. That's why it shot back down. So let's see what happens here. It's either going to shoot down again, hit that Mayo for a reversal, shoot down, hit the Mayo, break it, or it's going to hit the zone that it's in right now and reverse. We just have to be really patient with this pair. All right, be very, very patient so that we can capture the most amount of pips with ease. 15-minute, it is divergent here. It's not. It's oversold, but it's not the divergence that I like. So we'll have to see what happens. If this decides to shoot up, it'll break that water. What you're gonna have to do, might consolidate, shoot up, break the water, and then go up. It's a possibility. We'll see how everything pans out. I'll be looking at these pairs tonight. AUD, go away. Let's see. It's wicking on the monthly. It was overbought. Hit that catch up, dropped. Hit the water on the daily, dropped. And it broke a trend line too, going down. Oops. There's this. It broke this trend line, going down. It's not overbought. It's not. I mean, it's not oversold yet. Because it's taking new lows, the only thing I can possibly see this doing is coming up, retesting, and then dropping again. All right, so that would be this answer. That would be the answer to that. I don't really see anything else as of right now. I mean, what we could possibly do is draw up some Fibonacci. It's at the 38.2 to the 50. Let's see if I can draw this. Yeah, we'll have to see how this goes because this thing could actually just keep shooting up too. Let me go to the weekly. Could break daily. Not the divergence that I like to see. Just continuing with the trend. So pull back and then stop on high, drop, continue. It needs to form a pattern. All right, so stop on high, drop. That's what we'll be looking for. It looks like this. Boom, boom. Let's go gold. Gold. Loading, give it a sec. All right, cool. I think I've been telling you guys to kind of avoid this pair. Oh, look, it finally decided to drop. Drop down towards that low. This is a reason. I mean, now that it broke that low, it's hitting this support right now. Looks like it's still oversold. 1 hour. Looks like it actually could keep dropping. So the most I would say for this, based off what I'm seeing in the TDI and it formed new lows, pull back, drop. Overall, it's got to keep going. I think it's going to retest that low from like down here. That's a possibility. Yeah, so stop, hunt, high, drop. U-Cheap was one of the few pairs that actually kept moving. If you guys remember earlier, beginning of the week, we had this thing shooting up and for the inverted head and shoulders that it was throwing here in the 1 hour, if you actually remember. So it was like from here to here to here, right shoulder, drop, pull back, and then rose, took out the high. So this formed all new highs. And it's now hitting the EMA 50. It's now hitting all these EMAs on the daily, the weekly's hitting EMAs. Monthly is just riding the water. So it's like, it's a lot of confusion, but from what I'm seeing here, it looks like it's going to keep going at least to that blueberry. So what we're going to need to look for is either stop hunt low rise or consolidation rise. All right, because it's nothing yet. I think it's going to shoot up one more level before it decides to reverse it, if it does. So be ready for that. UCAD. UCAD kept rising. All right, so it's wicking on that water right now. Shot up, then down. This thing's in the middle. It is ugly. Ugly. It could drop again because it's wicking off that water. It's a possibility. It's overbought and everything. 1 hour. Not divergent though. So if anything, it's going to do one of two things. It's going to either come down, break the water, and continue, or it's going to hit the water and go back up for a retest. So we got to be really careful on this pair. But it did make a new high, I believe. Here's this. Yep, made a new high. So pull back, stop hunt low, rise. That's it. Pull back, stop hunt, rise. Here's a trend line now. That's the lowest it can go down to. See here? Rise. UJ. Continuing with the rise, just like as planned, just as predicted. And it's going to keep going. There's nothing stopping this thing. It is still going. Broke the high, coming out. It's coming up to this area right here. It's 114.779, and right now it's at 113. So we still got another 100 plus pips before this thing decides to do anything. So keep buying UJ, pull back low, drop. Just like it's been doing here. Pull back, rise. Pull back, rise. Pull back, rise. Wait for a pullback and buy that bitch. It's diverging here in the 15-minute. Doesn't mean any shit. It means pullback. Let it hit the water, and then you can buy it. All right. Continue with the pairs. GJ. In between the EMAs. I still believe it has buying potential, just like UJ. So we're going to keep going up into the weekly Mayo, the daily blueberry, the 4 hour blueberry at least going to keep going up. Oh, that's the daily. 4 hour, sorry. We go to the 4 hour. Still above the stationary 50, it's bouncing off. Most it can do is retest this high. So if anything, you'll be buying it. 1 hour. It's just going in and out. This actually might consolidate. This might just do this. So be careful. These pairs might not move today. This week has been very, very weird. Just a lot of consolidation, false moves, trap traders. I think they're getting everything ready for like next week, because next week is NFP. So just a lot of shit happening in the markets right now, especially since it's about to be fall. Fucking next week is October. Like, what? This is a joke. Let's see. It's just riding this trend line. Yeah, just keep looking for buying potential, but don't get too excited because this thing looks like it's going to consolidate. So just be careful. EA. Last night I actually traded this pair. I sold it at the top here, and it took its sweet ass time, and I might have my take profit here. I originally had it down here, but it was taking too long, so I just decided to take profit once it hit the zone. Made some good money, so it wasn't anything crazy. But let's see what we're looking at here. possible still dropping. Weekly still throwing wicks. The reason why I sold it too, guys, was on the weekly it threw that evening star. So like, anything going upward to me, which is a stop hunt. So like what I saw was that yesterday it had, or throughout the week, it's been kind of just going up. So it's this Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. So like it's been gradually like coming up and down, up and down. So it's been forming like these higher lows or these lower highs. And I just saw this lower high come up, then take out the wick, and I was just like, oh, it's going to drop. So decided to sell it, made some money. It was good. But what are we looking for now? I'm not really sure because of the lack of movement, the lack of volatility. There's nothing. If anything, it's going to keep going down. So, I mean, I could have held it, but I think it's going to keep going down just based off of what I'm seeing on the weekly, that evening star. So keep looking for this thing to be a drop. I know GA rose last night by a little bit. Rose up and then shot back down again weekly. Through that engulfing pattern right there, pull back to the upside. I think this thing still has room to drop as well, at least to the 4-hour Mayo. So look for sells on this pair, and we'll possibly come grab something else as well. See if we can grab some more catches with that. But I'm going to be patient with this because I'm not trying to go too crazy with the negatives. GA is very volatile. And then G-Chief and U-Chief were like the only pairs. The Chief pairs have been moving like crazy this week. So this thing was throwing inverted head and shoulders on the daily and the 4-hour. 1-2 shot up this week, and it's been continuing to break high. So I don't see any sign of it slowing down. I mean, it is divergent here, but I think that it's still going to keep going up. The daily says it will. 1 hour. Came back and retested that wick. So if this is, wick, it retested this trend line that it decided to break all the way back here. All right, so now that it's retesting it, a couple things can happen. Either it's going to break through it, make a new high, pull back, and keep going, or come back up, retest that high, come back down, and then finally make its way back down. But if you're starting to, also what you should notice this, the EMAs are getting tight. They're getting really tight. So this is also making it, in my mind, more applicable to possibly seeing this decide to drop as well because of how tight these EMAs are. All right, so keep that in the back of your mind. What you need to be waiting for is this to come up to retest. All right, if you wanted to buy that up to there, you can. But in my opinion, I would just wait for this thing to shoot up and then see what it does from there. If it doesn't take it out, you're looking for a sell. If it takes it out, you're looking for a pullback and a buy going into the next week. It's all about patience with this stuff, man. So be careful in the markets tonight. Expect some continuations, not a lot of reversals because it's Friday, so trap days. Yeah, that's what you guys are looking for. Sorry for the delay. Sorry I had to get on here a little bit later than usual. It's been a crazy week. This week coming up should be a lot easier. I'll be staying in Vegas for a lot longer. So I'll talk to you guys on Sunday. Kill it in the markets if you guys are trading this Friday. If you guys are trading trap day, be careful. If not, I'll see you guys on Sunday, and we'll kill this shit. Peace out, guys.